Hi guys, welcome to this second tutorial. This one is going to be about selective colour and how using selective colour can draw your eyes to a certain part of an image. With this particular photo, what I'll be bringing out is the car lights, so these red brake lights, and over to the right hand side we have got that streak of car lights, and that will be what I'll be leaving in colour, and everything else will turn into black and white. As we can see, this photo was obviously taken at night time on a tripod, so it was obviously taken at 8 seconds, so quite long, at f11 and at ISO 100. And again, I was using my wide angle lens for this particular image. Main reason was if the photo like this, it gives you a lot around the image if you need to crop later on, which a lot of the time I have to, so it's always better to photo more than what you actually need. So for this image, what I'm actually going to be doing is I'll do the selective colour part first. How we do that is in Lightroom here, we scroll down and we should see this area here. We have the selective different colours here, from red, orange, yellow, green, all the way through to purple and magenta. What we do with these colours are, we just take them down to -100. This is just draining out all the colours from the image. And in a minute, if we do the yellow one, again you'll see it's starting to take an effect on the image. Now, usually with the saturation for orange, because it's actually taken out some of the red, what I'll do is actually just put that to -50, and I can just re-go over that in a minute, and with the red just leave that because that's the main colour that we want to leave in. To take out the other part, what we do is we go over to here and we click this. This is the adjustment brush, and it's already set for me, but saturation needs to be -100. This will take the photo to black and white. So as we can see on this floor here, we can see that it's just changing instantly to black and white. So all along this road as well, again we can see it is changing it to black and white. It's very evident that you can see it. And again along this left hand side here, again we don't want this dressing or anything here. And also for more of the delicate areas, maybe around the car lights or around the streak up here, obviously I will change the size of the brush, but this is just for the bigger areas. Just do that. And then we just bring the size of the brush down if we're going on the lights like this. So obviously we don't want it to look like there's some black and white in the lights as well. So that's a lot around the car done. Also, if you want, what you could do is if you press spacebar on your keyboard, that's just your zoom in button. So then you can get a lot more up close, and then you can just really see where you haven't gone over, and then just go over that. I'm just going to focus on this area around here. Also be careful not to actually touch the brush in the part where you want to leave colour, because it will just change it back into black and white. So you've always got to be careful of that when you're doing these types of images. I think that's actually nearly done for the selective colour part of the image. Yeah. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to start the post-production work on the image. Again, using the same principles we did in the last video. So using the same workflow, highlights down to -100, bringing the shadows out to +100. Again, whites, holding on the Alt key on your keyboard, clicking the mouse button, black screen will appear, and where we can see with a white spot, do it to there, and that's our white point. And again with the blacks, if there's no black points, then I suggest just leave it, or just brighten out a little bit. Clarity again, with a photo like this, I would obviously do it to +100. Again, you can just see, it just brings it out more, and it just gives it a more dynamic look to the image. As well, tone curves with this, highlights, I would do to +15, lights, just +5, and then darks, -5, and then shadows down to -15. Again, it gives a bit more depth to the image, and also brings back some of the colours that we've lost from draining out the colours beforehand. It was good on to detail and sharpening. For the amount, I always triple the sharpening, so bring that up to 75. Masking again last time. Alt key on your keyboard, mouse click. You see the screen goes white, and whatever appears to be black won't be sharpened. So obviously you won't have a sharp sky, but maybe about there because of some of the car sharp luminance. Luminance I don't very rarely use, but usually if I do, it's not a lot, so maybe just +15. It won't make much of a difference, but it just takes out some of the noise that is in the photo. So remove chromatic aberration. Again, in selective colour, or particularly black and white images, it won't really matter because there's no colours. But what it does is, if you have a magenta ring around parts of your image, it will try its best to remove as much of it as possible. For post-crop vignetting as well, you just do -10, just creates a little black ring around it, just again gives something about the image. Okay, then what I need to do is, I just want to bring out those lights and that line again a little bit more. So what we do, back down to our colours again, saturation, probably just +20. Again, it just brings them out again, just makes them a bit more richer. However, as we can see, this has actually brought back some of the colour into the dress over here, and also a bit of the wall here. So what we need to do with that is, again, we just need to change, get our adjustment brush again, and then just go back over the parts that have come back into colour. And again, if we want to press the space bar, and then we can zoom in just to get the more detailed areas of our image. Like around car lights, for example. Sometimes you might miss some of the paint work around there, like this. I'm just checking all over the image just to see if there isn't actually any more colour that's got into the photo. What I also like to do at this point is just a little spot brush just along this bottom part here. Brush, don't make it too big. What I like to do is I just like to bump up the exposure just a little bit on this bottom area, so maybe +0.2. Again, it doesn't really look much, but I just think it just gives it a little bit more something to the image. As you can see, just a little streak across there. I mean, obviously you don't have to do that, but this is just the way that I like doing the images. And also we can see that there are some areas that are still overexposed. For example, the top left hand corner, the right hand side, some parts of where the light streaks are. So again, to counterbalance that, what we could do is just click on that triangle there, and it shows us, and they remain there for the duration of how long they want to be there for. what we do then is just drop the exposure. Hopefully we'll be able to see that they start to move in a direction and not too much. And that is, I would say that the only thing I've got left to do on this will be the cropping. I don't particularly like these shops on the left hand side. They could be a bit distracting, and also a lot of this road on the bottom, again, it's not unnecessary really. So we just come to the crop and crop it off by there, and then maybe crop the road in half, so about there. So again, that's a nice even look to it. The car isn't exactly in the middle, so over to the left hand side, and you've just got that red streak as something down there just to draw the eye towards the road down there. But yeah, as we compare the photos, just press these two Y's down here. Just click that, we can see that it's very well improved. The photo has more drama to it, and also I just think it looks better in the image as well. Yes, so that is my workflow for a selective colour image like this one. There will be another tutorial coming next week. I do apologise for the delay in getting this tutorial up, but there will be one next week or even sooner. So I do hope that you enjoyed this tutorial, and I hope that you'll learn from this. If you want, leave me a comment, and I will respond to as many as I possibly can. Please like, please comment, and do please subscribe to my channel. It does all help. Thank you very much for this tutorial, and I shall be seeing all of you next week.